You can all please be seated. And hello, class of 2017. My name is Kai Gill, and this is Janice Lee. And as co-chairs of your graduation committee, we are delighted to have you all here today to celebrate with us a huge milestone in our lives.
We are gathered here today to celebrate finally completing our education with yet another commencement ceremony. For the past 3 years, we've learned a lot. First, we learned the power of being involved, also known as joining student organizations to pillage their outline banks. We've learned the importance of legal research, that footnotes add a full 2 pages to any final paper. We learned about punctuality. That is, if a box lunch starts at 12:10, you show up at 11:55. Jokes aside, we've learned to become a part of the legal and Columbia Law School community, and it is a responsibility that will carry with us for the rest of our lives. Today, we commemorate becoming a part of the alumni community, and in doing so, we owe a debt of gratitude to the faculty, administrators, our fellow students, and most importantly, the family and friends who are here today, continuing to support us as we complete this journey. You've taken our frantic 2 a.m. phone calls during finals. You've listened to our rambles about EIP, the Blue Book, without even knowing what either of those things are. And you've helped us believe in ourselves and our dreams. Beyond just your support, we thank you for showing up to celebrate with us. And we especially thank Mary Jo White, a distinguished and trailblazing alumni, for her example and her remarks this morning. Finally, thank you to the class of 2017. You've taught me the importance of supporting one another. From my closest friends to the person who unknowingly let me use their empty locker all year, you inspire me to work harder and to be better. I'd now like to welcome Jillian Lester, Dean, and Lucy J. Moses, Professor of Law, to the podium.
Thank you, Kai and Janice. Distinguished guests, family and friends, faculty and administrators, and graduates. It's my great pleasure to welcome you here today to mark the graduation of Columbia Law School's class of 2017. Graduates, today we celebrate a milestone you've been working towards since you began your time here at Columbia Law School. And you've worked hard. There have been long days and late nights. But the day has arrived. And you have earned all the pomp, circumstance, and celebration that goes along with it. Congratulations. But, as I'm sure you know, this accomplishment is a shared one. I'm looking out at the roughly 5,000 parents, children, family members, friends, and loved ones who flank this stage. These are the people to whom you've turned for support, for encouragement, for guidance. They are here today as they have been with you throughout this journey. All of us owe them recognition and gratitude. Thank you. And graduates, this is a day on which, even as you look to the future, you may be already feeling nostalgia for what you will leave behind. You are not alone in feeling nostalgic. Celebrating with you here today are members of the class of 1967, who this year marked the 50th anniversary of their graduation from Columbia Law School. Class of 1967, We thank you for your 50 years of distinguished contributions to society and for your loyalty to Columbia Law School. Please rise so we may tip our hats to you. Graduation addresses often focus on the theme of change. After all, graduation is a time of closure, transition, and new beginnings. Change is inevitable, and the future is full of possibility. What more apt message than an exhortation to seize the day, embrace the new, and find opportunity in what lies ahead? Well, I believe in all those things. I believe in being brave and in taking risks. I believe in the power of reinvention. I believe in a full and spirited embrace of new experiences. In fact, I once delivered a speech that said all of those things. On September 11th, 2014, I gave my first speech to a class at Columbia Law School. That class was the JD class that sits before me. The occasion, your 1L dinner. But today I don't want to talk about things that will change or the changes that you yourselves will shape in the years ahead. No. Instead, I want to talk about the things you should try not to change, the things you must preserve. For example, when you came to Columbia, you also made the decision to open yourself to the acquisition of new knowledge. Throughout your time in law school, your core mission has been clear: to learn. While pursuing that mission, you've become expert in a new way of thinking, one that insists fundamentally on analytic rigor, perhaps to the chagrin of your family members who like to enjoy a nice, quiet holiday meal. Your teachers, as well as your peers, have given you a more textured and nuanced view of the world. And you've used the opportunity to learn from and alongside others with different experiences, to develop confidence, and to grow as a person. But here is what you need to preserve: the curiosity and the humility that have enabled you to open your minds in this way. As your personal and professional lives flourish, don't assume you're done with this period in your life. Your education, in many ways, has only just begun. Here's another thing that mustn't change. Most of you came to law school in pursuit of some goal or ideal. You believed that legal training would help you do or fix something. Maybe you wanted to bring justice to a community you care about, or become a great litigator, or work across borders, or fix the tax code, or reenact the final arguments from My Cousin Vinny. Well, now you have the tools to do whatever it was that brought you here in the first place. The problem is that law school made you wiser about how hard it may be to accomplish that vision. So, maybe you need to adjust. Yes, perhaps it's more complicated than you had thought. But that doesn't mean you should abandon the idealism or the inspiration that drove you to study law. Embrace it. Take it on. Realize the promise of the tools we have given you and rise to meet the challenge. That's what Columbians do best. A third change you must guard against. With the degrees you earn today, you become stewards of our most vital institutions. You have a responsibility to protect the rule of law and the core values substantiated in our constitutional order: rights and freedoms that protect equality and expression, due process of law, and the rules of ethics and accountability that preserve trust and stability in society. This will not always be easy, The world is a tumultuous and unpredictable place, and the very foundations of our democratic institutions will sometimes be shaken. But these are precisely the times when society will turn to you most urgently. This is not an argument against change in the law. It is an argument about the preservation of the integrity of the law. Even as law evolves to meet the standards of a changing society, you must safeguard its legitimacy and the fairness of its application. Finally, cherish and preserve the relationships you've formed here at Columbia Law School. In the time you've been here, you've made friends among classmates, professors, and staff members. They have stood beside you, cheering you on and supporting you at every juncture. Don't let the passage of time sever these bonds. These friendships, the ones you form in law school, these will be the friendships that sustain you for the rest of your life. In fact, as some of you may know, this year's Reese Teaching Prize honoree is someone that I met in law school. 24 years and 2 children later, I couldn't be more proud to share the stage with him today. Now, I know I said that I didn't want to talk about things that will change, but let me leave you with this. Preserving these essential elements of your time at Columbia Law School, your commitment to learning, your guiding vision, your professional obligations, and your solid friendships. These are the things that will anchor you as you navigate the changes that lie ahead. Class of 2017, on behalf of all of us here at Columbia Law School, I salute you and I wish you the best of all things in the years to come.
Class of 2017. Congratulations, we made it. Thank you to our parents, family, and friends. Without your love and support, we would not be walking across this stage today. To our faculty, staff, and administrators, thank you for teaching us to be better advocates and citizens. I'm honored to be speaking here today, but I have to be honest, I didn't know what to say in the speech. I mean, I could talk about myself, how I got here, how Columbia changed me, but nobody came to this graduation to hear about me. Not even my family, believe it or not. Even they are sick of hearing me talk about myself. It gets tiring after 25 years. I don't blame them. With that off the table, my second instinct was to give advice. But then I wondered, what if I lead these people astray? I mean, I don't even follow my own advice. And that actually has steered me pretty well. So rather than do any of that or leave you with some lofty message you've heard before, I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about you, the class of 2017. You have all amazed, challenged, and inspired me, and while it's impossible to talk about all of you in a 3-minute speech, I wanted to take this time to highlight a few of the amazing things you have done. So here we go. Alice Stevens, you have been a relentless champion for first-generation professionals, and countless students have found the resources and confidence they need to succeed because of your work. Zahid Hasib and Zainab Qureshi, at a time when religious difference has bred division and intolerance, you brought our community together through the Faith in Practice panels. Your work has made Columbia a more welcoming community for people of all religions and creeds. Rebecca Urquiola and Hannah Whitebrook, you inspired us all by winning asylum for a refugee as law students. Orianne Hakala, in winning Food Network's Cooks versus Cons, you proved Columbia Law students can walk and talk at the same time. Rashid Ahmed, you showed your courage had no bounds when you asked for a shout out in the speech. I love you, Dad. Dean Yadira Ramos Herbert, you accomplished perhaps the most ardent challenge. You somehow survived the impossible odds of dean or no dean. We're better as a community and as a law school because of your work. You may not be a student, but you are one of us. The list, of course, goes on. One of the greatest benefits of this place, and one of the reasons we all came here, was to be surrounded by so much success, dedication, and passion. But the greatest privilege has been to count on one another. After all, our accomplishments have been contingent on having each other's support. The strength in our class lies in our friendship, and it has since the very beginning. I mean, let's be honest, the best part of 1L year was looking to our left and right in legal methods and seeing the promise of friendship. The best part of 2L was recognizing that we didn't have to do it all alone, that we could look to others for support and in the process, gain a friend. The best part of 3L was looking across the table while cramming a semester's worth of learning into one night and realizing all our friends were right there with us doing the same. And that is the beauty of this place. Knowing that whether a transfer, LLM, Harcourt, Bobbitt, Strauss, Ginsburg, or even a Ruth Bader Ginsburg, we will all walk out of this place better people because of the friends we have made here. Thank you, and congratulations again, the Columbia Law School class of 2017. It is my honor to introduce Andres Barajas, the JD class speaker, having been elected by popular vote of our class.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Andres, and I wrote a speech. This is it. We've already started. It's a thank you speech, okay? JDs, in 2014, we started strong as 1Ls. Well, I mean, we weren't strong at all. We were very weak, actually. We worried and stressed about everything. Do you remember how, during 1L year, we used to be so afraid of bombing a cold call? Yeah. As 3Ls, we realized you can't bomb a cold call if you don't show up to class. I'm kidding, of course. So we've come a long way, and I've been asking myself, how did we get here? How did we get here? Well, the answer I came up with is with help. So first off, I want to thank the incredible people at Columbia Law School, including our facilities workers, our librarians, our wonderful staff, our distinguished faculty, and our administrators. Thank you all. I also want to thank two other groups of people for helping us get here today. First, our families. And by family, I also mean our chosen family of friends, mentors, significant others, all the people who helped us along the way. Families, thank you for helping us see that education is incredibly important. I mean, personally, growing up in poverty in rural Olivers, California, going to college for me was a reach, and going to law school wasn't even on my radar, right? I didn't even know Columbia Law School existed. But I'm here now because my mom, who's sitting over here somewhere, always told my brothers and me that education was the key to a better life. So thank you, Mom. I love you. Families, whatever we accomplished in life, you accomplished. Thank you for always believing in us, even when we had crazy ideas like, I think I want to go to law school. I remember first saying that to a friend 5 years ago, the first law student I'd ever known. So when she told me, Andres, you would love law school, you can totally do this, I was encouraged. If you were lucky enough to have someone in your life root for you like that, be sure to thank them. Thank you, families. The second group of people I think we should all be thankful for is each other, our classmates. Classmates, you have been the best part of law school, hands down. Thank you for every time that you told me, I don't understand that either. That really helped. It really helped so much. Thank you for putting all the work you put into student organizations and journals. Thank you for feeding and educating us at the same time with your amazing lunch talks and symposiums you put on. Essentially, classmates, what I'm saying is thank you all for caring. We are clearly going through a very challenging time in our country and our world right now. But that's all I'm going to say about that, because when I look around this morning and I see this many good people who are about to become lawyers with real power, I like our chances. So thank you, classmates. One more thing. Finally, class of 2017, I just want to say that we are so privileged to have had the chance to study here at Columbia Law School. We are. So I'll end with a quote that I feel best captures this feeling. Listen, for me, I can't worry about what everybody say about me. I'm LeBron James from Akron, Ohio, from the inner city. I'm not even supposed to be here. That's enough. Every night I walk into the locker room, I see a number 6 with James on the back. I'm blessed. Class of 2017, LeBron is right. We are blessed. I hope you feel that way today and every day going forward. I'm a huge fan of you all. Congratulations. Thank you. I'm now pleased to introduce Gonzalo Go III, who will speak for the Master of Law class of 2017, having been elected by popular vote of that class.
Okay, I better bring the microphone down. Distinguished guests, members of the faculty, proud parents, family, friends, and fellow graduates. The Columbia Law School LLM class of 2017 is made up of 313 remarkable women and men with diverse backgrounds from around the world. We came here to become better versions of ourselves, to learn from global legal experts, and to explore New York City. Our bunch has been very unique right from the start. We gave ourselves a head start by eagerly meeting as a class 3 days before the official orientation started to share stories, meet new friends, and learn to pronounce each other's names. The class selfie we took at the end of that night was foretelling of the wonderful year ahead of us. Armed with our official CLS t-shirts, backpacks, and mobile app, we took in a barrage of information during orientation. We located Big Warren, Little Warren, and quickly learned which Warren offers free cookies and coffee. We were side by side as we all absorbed an array of acronyms: GLS, ISSO, OPT, IAL, LRW, OCS, SJI, MPR, UBE, and the notorious RBG, which would be central to our lives during the coming months. Then came the add drop period, when we found ourselves listed and waitlisted in classes taught by renowned professors we had only read about before coming over. While balancing our challenging course loads, we still managed to find time to explore the city, go museum hopping, do pro bono work, mingle and make new friends, be amused and concerned about alternative facts, and grab some extra sleep during the last few weeks before the final exams. Throughout all these milestones, the Office of Graduate Legal Studies always helped lead us to reason. Thank you, Dean Polo, Jill, Marissa, Megan, and Jennifer, for constantly being available to answer our questions and address our apprehensions. And today, after having successfully submitted our LLM papers and satisfied the rigorous requirements of our professors in this prestigious school, we are ready to receive our diplomas and make history. Thank you too to our parents, partners, sponsors, siblings, children, professors, administrators, and staff. You made this experience possible and hands down amazing. My overflowing gratitude goes to my parents, Winston and Marilyn. Your sacrifices put meaning in everything I have. And as always, you are my moral compass as I consider the opportunities ahead. We are one as a community, but we thrive this year because we are individually driven. Each one of us has our own stories to tell of our home, of our struggles, of our different nations. We all came here for different reasons with different views and different agendas. But therein lies the beauty of our Columbia Law School experience. And in our individual friendships helped us broaden our minds, and in doing so, we never lost ourselves. Columbia Law School provided us with safe spaces to unmask our fears, to discuss and neutralize our biases and prejudices, and to be sensitive to what it is like to be on the opposite side of the fence on any given issue without losing our own convictions and principles. We now pack our bags and go our separate ways. We take with us not only the profound learnings of this year, but also a renewed sense of intellectual hunger and passion for truth. We will champion transparency, justice, diversity, and inclusiveness, equipped with the privilege. Thank you. Equipped with the privilege of a Columbia degree, we now serve as potent instruments to improve our communities by enhancing human rights and common decency. We take on the task of dispelling oppressive distinctions based on nationality, color, ethnicity, gender, creed, disability, and socio-economic background. Let us stand proud and build a global community where everyone is welcome, valued, supported, and celebrated. Together with my fellow LLM classmates, we bid goodbye for now to Morningside Heights and to one another. Let us remain connected, forever a community of colleagues and friends. May the support of family and friends, respect of peers, and admiration of the people we lead always be enough to propel us to the highest peaks, leaving no one behind. Congratulations, class of 2017. And as we traditionally say in the Philippines, mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Cheeky preview of what's to come. Good morning. My name is Beatrice Kelly, and I am delighted today to be presenting the Willis L. M. Reese Prize for Excellence in Teaching to Professor Eric Talley. I have to confess that when I signed up for Professor Talley's Fall 2015 Corporations class, I had unclean hands. I had the singular motive of getting intel on the new dean's husband for the Law Review show. Looking back, though, it seems incredible that it was ever difficult to persuade friends to sign up for the unknown professors section. Within a week of the semester beginning, Professor Talley had more than established himself as a faculty member that students needed to take a class with. Sure, there were free t-shirts that said, "I heart corporations," which, by the way, will get you a few strange looks when running in Riverside Park. And he hosted office hours on his bicycle, which meant that you could ask questions for as long as you could keep up with him. But there was also a clear passion for teaching students the practical side of transactional law. For instance, to teach us about insider trading, Professor Talley provided inside information to a select group of class members, meaning that some students inexplicably aced the in-class exercise. While this had the immediate effect of creating an atmosphere of panic in the classroom, it also definitely taught us why regulators, like our keynote speaker, are concerned about insider trading. When I signed up for Professor Talley's corporate finance class the next spring, I was floored to find out that the waitlist was more than twice the capacity of the class. Please keep in mind that this was a class that required law students to do math at 8:40 in the morning. Not exactly an attractive proposition, particularly for art history majors like myself. Professor Talley's M&A class this semester was initially offered at the more reasonable hour of 9:10, and when he moved that one also up to 8:40 a.m., it was still oversubscribed. If anything, I think we should be worried that he'll try to offer a class at 6 a.m. next year. There is a lot of discussion about imposter syndrome and how it impacts students' experience of law school. The legal profession generally, and the finance world in particular, are overwhelmingly white and male, which leaves a number of us feeling like we don't belong. But Professor Talley leaves no student behind, pushing us to stop thinking of ourselves merely as specialists in law and instead as sophisticated advisors. He arms us with fluency in the language of math and economics, and by forcing us out of our comfort zone, painfully when happening before 9 a.m., Professor Talley allows even students without a background in finance to enter the world of corporate law with the confidence crucial for professional success. Professor Talley, would you please join me at the podium? It is with immense joy that I present to you the Professor Willis L.M. Reese Prize for Excellence in Teaching from the class of 2017.
So do you want to graduate? What do you want? When do you want it? Now. That's good. That's good. All right. All right, many thanks, class of 2017, and welcome once again, Columbia Law faculty, staff, alumni families, and former SEC chairs. I use the plural, but maybe just the singular. I can't overstate how honored and humbled I feel to receive this award. It's particularly gratifying knowing that it came from you. And as you know, Columbia faculty members are expected to balance research, teaching, and service activities. And frankly, I like all three parts of this job, more or less, most of the time. But the one aspect of my job that I love is the part that happens in the classroom. Every day, it never gets old. It never gets repetitive, and it never gets easy. And that's a theme I'm going to come back to in a little bit. But before that, I want to heap some praise and props on your classmate, Miss Beatrice Kelly, for doing me the singular honor of that introduction. Now look, in all honesty, everyone knows that Beatrice is a preternatural ham and performer. So really all she could have done is disappoint. No pressure, right, Beatrice? But of course she didn't, rendering the job of following her all the harder. Now, beyond her enviable skills as a thespian, Beatrice embodies traits that I have grown to admire greatly in the Columbia Law student body. She's smart, she's fearless, and she is unbelievably resilient. Seriously, for an art historian, for an art historian to subject herself to present discounted values, Black-Scholes pricing, multivariate regression, and the capital asset pricing model at 8:40 in the morning is a telltale sign of either real grit or possibly dangerous self-destructive tendencies. Only time will tell. Now, students are often told to be on the lookout for inspiring professors, but here's a little secret: the opposite is true as well. We're always on the lookout for inspiring students. And class of 2017, you inspire me. So, yeah. All right, let's get down to business. The real upside of the Reese Prize, as I see it, is neither the attractive crystal plaque, though it is attractive, nor the year's supply of rice-a-roni that accompany it. But rather, it's the airtime I get to deliver for what will be, for most of you, your final faculty lecture. How cool is that? Yeah. So I'm like licking my chops about this prospect until Dean Ramos Herbert dutifully reminded me of the major ground rules. My time would be limited to 8 minutes unless I'm on a roll. I could not use PowerPoint. No exams or problem sets. No cold calling on any graduate or any family member of a graduate. Oh yeah, and the lecture has to be delivered outdoors on a 90-degree day while wearing a 20-pound velvet and polyester bathrobe. Hey, but beyond that, no constraints. Go to it, Tali, you're good. So I start thinking, what do you say in a last lecture? How do you encapsulate the totality of students' experiences at CLS in an abbreviated format without seeming trite or cliched? And the fact is, I can't, even if I had PowerPoint. But what I can do, perhaps, is offer a few thoughts for you to store away somewhere in your prefrontal cortex as you enter the coming months, years, and decades. A final bag of CLS swag, as it were. So I want to touch on 3 themes: your life as a student, your tolerance for risk, and your professional calling. First, I want to talk about your life as a student. Many of you, no doubt, are celebrating the fact that today marks the triumphant end to your penurious existence as students, right? Well, about that, I have to say that you are sadly mistaken. Now this is starting to sound like a law school lecture, isn't it? Today merely marks the end of your existence as a tuition-paying student, which is no small benefit, to be sure. Yeah, I think the parents can clap at that one, too. But your life, yeah, good. Your life as a student continues, get this, indefinitely. And if it doesn't, you're not doing it right. A favorite quotation of mine comes from the noted French jazz composer Michel Legrand, who once famously quipped, "The more I live, the more I learn. And the more I learn, the more I realize the less I know." Now, Legrand is still alive and kicking at 85, which makes him about 35 years my elder. So by my reckoning, I know a ton more than he does. Or at least I think I do. And I guess, in turn, you must know more than I. But here's one thing that I think I still know. Our world's complicated. We make it so, on purpose. Our social institutions, statutes, precedents, regulations, and norms reflect centuries-long aggregations of our collective capabilities, aspirations, and our limitations. And they make for an environment whose nuanced contours are ever-changing, its force is powerful, and its logical path unclear. Now, in the coming years, you will all, by turns, confront facets of this complexity with your principal remit to make sense of even a small corner of it. And it turns out that's a big ask. As you grope around, remember, you're probably never going to be done doing that. And more important, try to understand the world not only through the narratives of your allies and your Facebook connections, but also through those of your adversaries and your unfriended Facebook connections. Because they have a story to tell too. And it's one that we too frequently miss, marginalize, or ignore. Embrace not just the convenient truths, but also the inconvenient ones. And insist that others do the same. Make no mistake, as a lawyer, you will owe a duty to be an effective advocate, but do not confuse that with being effectively an ideologue. They're not the same thing. Second, I want to talk about risk. Even if you're destined to be a student forever, Isn't it at least fantastic that you'll never have to take another final exam, like ever? Yeah, so about that, you're mistaken there once again, even if we don't count the bar exam. Indeed, you will soon discover that your prize for winning the metaphorical pie-eating contest that is law school is, wait for it, more metaphorical pie. You are about to begin drafting an answer to the most intricate issue spotter essay question ever devised, one whose call asks you to become the author of your own professional and personal life. Think of it as a 50-year take-home exam. Word limited, of course, and I'll even grade it for you if it can track me down in the year 2067 and I still have my wits about me. And by the way, class of 1967, your exams will be due by 5 p.m. today. Now, at many junctures as you author this truly epic exam answer, you're going to confront seemingly endless sequences of hard choices. Where to live and work, how to live and work, with whom you spend your life, professional and personal. Should you radically change any of the above? And because life is sequential, it's naturally going to frame itself, each one of these choices, as pitting the status quo against the unknown, the familiar against the unfamiliar, the comfortable, safe play against the discomforting flyer. And as humans, we're pre-programmed to be risk and uncertainty averse, instinctively embracing the status quo and reticent about the unknown. And this reticence is no doubt reinforced by the speed with which our social media disseminates news of our every move. But I want to caution you, at least within reason, to resist defaulting into the familiar and comfortable. While the unfamiliar path is no doubt fraught with hazards and unknown unknowns, it also has two wonderful redeeming characteristics. The first, which will come as no surprise to my corporate finance and M&A students, is that the most uncertain path also is the one with the highest option value, allowing you both to learn and to react as you learn about yourself, about your heretofore undiscovered passions, capabilities, opportunities, limitations, about your world. And this option value remains high even when it's costly or impossible to reverse course. And the second factor that redeems the uncertain path is a little more subtle. As I reflect on my own life thus far, I see scores, if not hundreds, of mistakes. In fact, I cringe recalling some of them, as does, I suspect, Dean Lester sitting behind me. I tend to classify my mistakes into two camps: mistakes of commission, moments where I actively changed course in a way that I would come to regret, and mistakes of omission, moments where I less actively passed up an opportunity whose future resolution I would never see. And that's just the thing. If my 27-year-old self were sitting amongst you today, adorned in one of those stylish baby blue polyester bathrobes, I would want to impress on him two things. First, you must floss regularly. A root canal at 43 is no way to go. I kid you not. And second, when I look back at my own mistakes in hindsight, and I do, they don't add up equally. Those mistakes or errors of omission, they get 10 times the weight as the errors of commission. The question, what might have been, is perhaps the most vexing question that you can saddle your future self with. So please cut that future self of yours a break. Become tolerant of errors of commission, and you might be surprised as what you get. And then finally, I want to talk about your professional calling. Believe it or not, this is a terrific time to become a lawyer for many reasons. First, after several years in the doldrums, legal hiring seems to be making a comeback, particularly here in New York, which is great. Second, the world is changing technologically, and with it are so many facets of our everyday life. New practice areas race to keep up, from AI to energy to personal injury for driverless cars. And third, and somewhat paradoxically, we're in a moment of historic and palpable political and regulatory flux, both nationally and internationally. Now, the first two reasons I just gave you make lawyering a sensible occupation, but it's the third that truly makes it a calling. Those of you who become members of the bar, and the vast majority of you will, are going to take an oath. You will, to paraphrase, solemnly swear to support and defend the state and federal constitutions and to discharge faithfully the duties of attorney and counselor at law according to the best of your ability. Now, that oath is going to take less than 45 seconds to recite, particularly at the pace that lawyers typically speak. That's less time than it takes to apply for a library card, 2 minutes, I looked it up. Or obtain a driver's license, 2 weeks. It's less in Jersey. Or even fill out a tax form. But it also carries more gravity than any of those things. And it's part of what makes lawyering different and special. Today's graduates of the Columbia Business School, they're not going to be taking oaths. Yeah. Nor will the engineering students, nor the PhD students in any field. And while the medical school graduates will, their oath, unlike yours, will not require them to defend public institutions. It goes without saying that you are entering a workforce in an era of great general prosperity, but also at a moment of significant political, social, and legal unease. The combination of international instability, domestic upheaval, socioeconomic and racial tension, and perfervid ideological difference is as pronounced as it has been in my lifetime. But it is in such crises that lawyers are needed most, when they inevitably step in to become the heroes and not the punchlines. Because it's the lawyers that others look to for expertise, for patience, for maturity, for professionalism. And it's the lawyers who safeguard constitutional institutions, who fight for individual liberties and freedoms, and who vindicate the rule of law over the impulses of the feckless and the powerful, and who advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves, regardless of class, race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, political belief, lineage, or national origin. So you are it. You are the backup plan. Now, a pronouncement like that may send shivers down your spine, along with a sense of foreboding responsibility that borders on dread. But it doesn't for me. To the contrary, I look out on this group of accomplished and committed graduates, of former and still lifelong students, of smart and fearless and resilient future leaders, and I am filled with confidence and hope about what lies ahead. For I can think of no group I would rather see carry forward with the mantle of this venerable institution, this noble profession, and this great country than the graduates assembled here today. Lastly, because I have plowed through my 8 minutes, I want to say just a few words about the law school administration and my family, and in the interest of time, I can bundle those two together this year. So I love our dean, and heck, we all do, but for me, it's personal. So much so that 19 years ago, I finally worked up the nerve to ask her to marry me, and in hindsight, it was one of the luckiest non-errors of commission of my life. And it began a partnership that sought to embrace the spirit of the themes I've just discussed, of always learning, of tolerating risks, of pursuing one's calling, a pursuit that stared us coldly in the eyes when, a little over 2 years ago, we decided to uproot our family and move to New York City. And it wasn't easy, and I guess these things never are. But hard as it was made many times simpler by the warmth and infectious enthusiasm that met her and then me from the Columbia Law students when we arrived. Many of those same students, as it happens, comprise the JD and JSD classes of 2017 and are seated here today. And while the LLMs have been here for only a year, are there any LLMs out there? Are there any LLMs out there? There you go. Gotta make some noise if you're gonna be a zealous advocate. For the LLMs out there, I can't overstate how you enliven our hallways, enrich our classrooms, and enrich our lives on a daily basis. To the Columbia Law School graduating class of 2017, my most heartfelt thanks and congratulations to you, as well as your families, partners, and friends. I wish you the best of luck in the great work that lies ahead, and I can't wait to behold both your errors and your triumphs of commission. Thank you.
Good morning. It is still morning, actually.
I'm Olatunde Johnson. I just wanted to say congratulations to all the graduates. So I'm here for one reason. Every year, Columbia Law School honors a select group of its students to be recognized for outstanding achievement. And the faculty have selected students this year to receive awards for their work in law school clinics, for seminar papers, essays, notes, and work in specialized fields. And the complete list of these prizes will be on our law school website tomorrow and announced to all of you. Right now, it is my pleasure to announce this year's prize winners in 4 categories of broad achievement. And these were selected by the faculty. When I announce your name, please stand up. I ask everyone to please hold your applause until the end. So first, there's the Samuel I. Rosenman Prize. This is awarded to a student who has demonstrated academic excellence in public law courses and outstanding overall leadership in public service and public law at the law school and in the law school community. This year, the prize goes to Christopher Hellwig. The Pauline Berman Heller Prize is awarded annually to the graduating student who has displayed the most outstanding record of academic achievement in the service of gender equality in law, business, or society. And this is as expressed through their classroom performance, their scholarly research, and other activities. And this year, the prize goes to Francesca Grace Kokuza. Next, we have the John Ordrono Prize, which is awarded annually to the JD degree candidate for their general proficiency in legal scholarship and study. And this prize recognizes the student who has the highest academic average in each JD graduating class. And this year's recipient is James Wiseman. And finally, the Walter Gellhorn Prize is awarded annually to an LLM degree candidate who's graduating with the highest academic average for outstanding proficiency in legal study. And this prize this year goes to Benjamin Nussberger. So let's give a round of applause for all the recipients. Okay, with that, I'm now delighted to introduce Clyde Rankin, who's known as Skip, class of 1975, to present the Campbell Award on behalf of the Columbia Alumni Association.
Good morning, class of 2017. You look great this morning. My name is Skip Rankin, member of the class of 1975, and I'm so pleased to be back on campus today, not just as a Columbia alum, but also as a member of the board of directors of the Columbia Alumni Association to present the Campbell Award to a very deserving member of the class of 2017. But before presenting today's award, I thought I would just take a few moments to explain to you some of the reasons behind the creation of the Campbell Award. The award was established in the fall of 2015 by the Board of Trustees of Columbia University and also by the Board of Directors of the Columbia Alumni Association. Its purpose was to recognize and honor Columbians who work to build and promote the spirit of Columbia University as exemplified by the late Bill Campbell. Now, many of you didn't have the chance to know Bill. He passed away in 2015. Bill was a member of Columbia College, classes 1962, Teachers College 64, former chair of the Board of Trustees of Columbia University, football coach of Columbia College, not a mean feat in those days, and he also was co-founder of the Columbia Alumni Association. The award was established in recognition of Bill's service to Columbia, and while he is no longer with us today to present the award, his spirit and the values associated with his life, his humility, his encouragement to others, always working to make things better, and striving to balance between tradition and innovation. These are all values that are still very much alive and remain with us today. It is particularly rewarding to have such a deserving graduate, the law school's class of 2007, your own Alex William Finkelstein. As a recipient of the Campbell Award this year, Alex, as most of you know, is co-founder of the Columbia Law Feminist Society. Yes? A staff member on the Journal of Gender and Law, a peer facilitator for the Sexual Respect Initiative, on which he worked with last year's recipient of the Campbell Award, Catherine DeJang. Alex also served on the university-wide Gender-Based Misconduct Prevention Task Force, and he spent this past spring break working to assist migrant women and children detained by ICE in their claims for asylum and help to secure their release from detention. Well done, Alex. Alex has demonstrated a unique ability to help others and to work among various members of the university community and to bring people of various backgrounds to work together. I had the pleasure of reviewing the various applications that were submitted to the CAA this year for selection of the recipients. Alex, it was an easy choice to select you as the awardee from the law school. You exemplify all the values and qualities of the late Bill Campbell, and I know he would be pleased today to know that you were receiving an award in his name. Congratulations, Alex, on all your achievements, and thank you for all that you do and that you will continue to do for Columbia Law School and Columbia University. Thank you. I think there's an award. Not only does he have this special sash, which he can wear for life, but he has a very nice award as well.
Good morning. My name is Joanne Liu, and this year, Dre Harris, Tokyo Mibetse, Karen Werner, and I had the great honor of serving as co-chairs of the 2017 Class Gift Campaign. Today, we are proud to announce that 73% of our graduating class contributed to this campaign. The class gift represents our class's support and commitment to Columbia Law School. It is our way of giving back to the place that we have called home for the last 3 years, saying thank you, and helping to improve the experiences of future students. My fellow co-chairs and I would like to thank our 50 amazing class gift committee members and the 547 members of the class of 2017 who helped make this year's campaign a resounding success.
Good afternoon. My name is Karen Werner. It was an honor to represent the LLM class of 2017 and be part of a community that we formed as classmates. The class gift was a great way to show our appreciation for the unforgettable year that we lived here at Columbia. Dean Lester, we are very excited to present to you with the Scroll of Honor.
Should I come on over here?
Yes. The scroll lists the names of the 278 JDs and 269 LLM students who contributed to the 2017 class gift. Thank you again, and congratulations to the class of 2017.
Mary Jo White is a litigation partner and senior chair at Debevoise and Plimpton LLP, where she counsels board of directors and represents clients on significant, high-profile matters, including crises involving multifaceted government investigations and cases. Ms. White also has a distinguished record of public service, having just completed a nearly 4-year term as chair of the United States Security and Exchange Commission, and previously serving as the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, the nation's premier U.S. Attorney Office, for almost 9 years. Ms. White graduated from William & Mary Pi Beta Kappa with a BA in psychology, the New School for Social Research with a MA in psychology, and Columbia Law School with a JD, where she was an officer of the Law Review. It is my great honor to introduce the class of 2017 keynote speaker, Mary Jo White.
So the big decision I always have to make is, do I get on the milk crate that is standing by me so that you can see me? I'll try it without. You let me know. But seriously, thank you very much, Janice, for that introduction. And thank you, the class of 2017, for inviting me to speak today. Congratulations on your graduation, and congratulations on having reached, I think, the last speaker of your graduation. So you can applaud that, right? Okay. You know, who put me last anyway, right? But seriously, as a graduation speaker, you always try to convey a few thoughts worthy of this important milestone and really the exciting future that each of you has before you. If the truth be told, though, most of us don't remember who the speaker was at any of our graduations or a single word they spoke. And I think former Governor Mario Cuomo perhaps said it best when he advised humility. He said, commencement speakers should think of themselves as the body at an old-fashioned Irish wake. He said it, I didn't. They need you to have the party, but nobody expects you to say very much. So good advice, and recognizing the heat and that I stand between you and the parties that will follow today, I will try at least to talk fast. Seriously, it is a tremendous honor to be asked to return to the law school 43 years after I graduated in 1974, and 18 years to the day since I addressed the Columbia Law School class of 1999. Now, I will say that much of what I have to say to you today is not so different from my thinking in 1974 and 1999, although a lot has happened to me and the world since 1974 and 1999. As for me, I am in the 47th year of a great marriage and the 43rd year of a great legal career. Thank you. I have a wonderful son and daughter-in-law who are also both graduates of this law school, and more importantly, the parents of our spectacular 18-month-old granddaughter. She deserves the applause. I'm also back for the 6th time practicing law at Debevoise and Plimpton, where I was a summer associate in 1973. As for the world, it is a harder, more complex place in 2017. Civil and human rights have never been more at stake. The planet's continued existence is in jeopardy. Free and untainted elections in the United States and other democracies are under assault by self-interested, hacking nation-states. And the threat from global terrorism is even graver than when I spent nearly a decade as United States Attorney fighting al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden, culminating in the horrific attacks of September 11th. So that's pretty daunting stuff, and lawyers will be involved in and needed for absolutely all of it. But where do you, as new lawyers, fit into the picture? The answer is just about everywhere. To explain, maybe the best place to start is with the informal title of my remarks. Do the right thing, you are needed and ready. Before you groan, don't worry, I am not given to moralistic sermons. My message this morning is more grounded in the reality of the life you face as working lawyers. now that you are about to receive your law degree, hopefully about to pass the bar exam, and enter your first job as lawyers. Most of you in the JD class at large law firms, where I also began and spent about half of my legal career so far. When I urge you to do the right thing, I'm advocating primarily two things. First, that you fully use your Columbia legal education, both as lawyers and citizens. Doing so will include working hard and embracing the uncertainties you face today without a script for what is likely to be a 40 to 50-year legal career. Second, in whatever job you have, use as your North Star your moral compass that should always be flashing to remind you to do the right thing as you see it, no matter what the pressures may be to do otherwise. Your life as a lawyer will not always be easy. You will not always win. You will at times be frustrated and even heartbroken. That too is part of being a lawyer. You may have heard the stories of these three young lawyers. One lost one of his first criminal defense cases and saw his client executed. The second lost a large civil judgment and nearly saw his client forced into bankruptcy. The third young lawyer was himself tried and convicted of treason. The names of these three young lawyers: Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi, and Nelson Mandela. They were all obviously to go on to greatness, but the road was never easy, and they were tested again and again. You will be too. But you have the tools, and I am confident, the sense of purpose and principle to meet every challenge. There were times as you sat in your classes when you undoubtedly questioned whether you'd made the right choice in going to law school and wondered what you were really learning. The work was hard, the concepts often elusive and difficult. I remember well, to this day, the terror we all felt in my class of 1974 of being called on and grilled by brilliant and some would say a bit sadistic professors. I think there's only a couple of them left who are still up here now, so if you see someone coming from behind me, please tell me. I remember, too, how inadequate we felt when we compared our fleeting glimpses of insight to the dazzling creativity, deep knowledge, and wisdom of the exceptional scholars and lawyers who have always been attracted to teach and inspire at Columbia Law School. Now, certainly in these ways and in the unsurpassed quality of a Columbia legal education, the classes of 1974, 1999, and 2017 are much the same. But the law school and the world in 2017 are also markedly different. Two of the most important differences are transformative changes in technology and greater diversity, both in the law school and in the legal profession. My class of 1974 had only 45 women and 31 minority students. Your class of 2017 has 196 women graduates. That's 46% compared to 17% in my class in 1974. It is great. And 34% of your class identify as a member of a minority ethnic group, compared to 12% in 1974. Students in both the JD and LLM programs, including all 700 plus of you, increasingly come from all over the United States and nearly every country in the world. About 9% of your class identify as non-resident aliens. As evidenced by your applause, you know this. I mean, greater diversity greatly enriches your law school experience. It also dramatically enhances your ability to communicate and resolve disputes in the outside world, which is itself rich in diversity and in its spectrum of difficult problems where understanding and collaboration are essential. Now, whether you realize it or not, even now as you graduate today, you have been taught well, and you have absorbed what you need to know to continue to learn and to grow and function as a fine and high-minded lawyer throughout your career. You are imbued with a respect for the rule of law and fundamental fairness that will never leave you, and which must, more than ever, be defended against those who would ignore or dilute these pillars of our justice system. You've also been expertly taught to analyze the facts of any situation and to identify the range of possibly applicable legal principles that must constantly be drawn upon in representing clients. Indeed, your professional career has been jump-started by what the JD or LLM degree you receive today represents. The Columbia Law School diploma is uniquely respected throughout the world and gives you a presumption of excellence. The rest will be up to you. Do the right thing by making your legal education and your legal career count to make the profession and the world a better place. While we're on the subject, what is this thing called a legal career? What kind of animal is this creature called lawyer? Roscoe Pound, one of the towering figures of 20th century American jurisprudence and dean of the Harvard Law School, said this of the legal profession many years ago. The term legal profession refers to a group of men, thankfully now women also, pursuing a learned art as a common calling in the spirit of a public service, in the spirit of a public service. No less a public service because it may incidentally be a means of livelihood. So what does it mean to pursue a legal career in the spirit of a public service? What especially does it mean for lawyers in private practice or private industry? At a simple definitional level, it means that all lawyering is a service business and that all lawyers serve at least some segment of the public, whether it be a Fortune 500 CEO or an indigent defendant. But in the spirit of a public service says much more by urging upon us as lawyers the responsibility to also work for the good of the public and for the constant betterment of the legal profession and society generally. For lawyers in the public sector, the meaning of pursuing their profession in the spirit of a public service is pretty clear: working on behalf of the public interest. But what exactly does that mean? As an example, a public prosecutor, which I was for about 15 years, has the ethical responsibility of a minister of justice and not simply that of an advocate. That means to always seek justice, to do what is right, not merely indict and convict people. That broader obligation is critical to the credibility and fairness of the entire system of justice. Although it is perhaps not as obvious, the private sector is also a place where lawyers do and should seek justice, sometimes for a paying client, very often by doing significant pro bono work, and by always, always being a voice of justice within your law firm and with your clients. The legal profession and lawyers are, whether we or the world like it or not, involved in nearly everything and every human drama of any significance. Sometimes that means a leading role in a monumental turning point of our country's or the world's history. Crafting, then implementing the Declaration of Independence, desegregating the South, participating in the Nuremberg war trials, combating racial profiling or police brutality, or stopping the environmental pollution and warming that threaten us globally. More often, being a lawyer means functioning closer to the ground, preparing a will for a dying client, drafting the deal documents to finance a hospital or a shopping mall, helping parents adopt an abandoned child in a foreign country, going to our nation's airports to help immigrants caught up in a travel ban, or helping clients, and I know a lot of you did that too, so thank you for that. It can also mean helping clients address the legal consequences of a massive cyber attack, such as we saw last week really around the world. You can, and each of you, will do great things, and you will do small but important things throughout your career. As for choosing a particular job, one size doesn't fit all, and one size doesn't or shouldn't fit anyone for an entire career. Be open to new opportunities, and don't be afraid to make changes in your career. Seize upon, grab as many slices of legal life as you can that appeal to you. Spend time in both the private and public sectors. Don't let anyone else's view of what is a good job or not dictate your choices. Listen to yourself, your heart as well as your head, and follow the internal voice where and really wherever it leads you. That is the right thing to do with your legal career. Now, in whatever legal job you have, you will also be called upon to advise your clients to do the right thing. Sometimes you will be pressured to do the opposite, whether by a client, political or media criticism, or because it is the easier path. I certainly confronted such pressures a number of times as U.S. Attorney and Chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission, when editorial writers and politicians loudly and quite stridently took a different view of what I should do on a particular case or policy issue. The pressure to go against what you think is right also occurs in the private sector, albeit usually less publicly, when another lawyer or your client tries to convince you of something you do not believe is right. Stick to your guns. As in every profession and in everyday living, your greatest asset will always, always be your integrity. Never compromise that, even once. Do not deviate from what you know is right, even if it is for a good cause or might help your career. Guard against using your talent and considerable intellectual and technical gifts to rationalize a choice that is too close to the ethical edge. Remember, nothing about a lawyer requires you to compromise your personal integrity, and nothing is ever worth it. You know, I also hope that you will take a broad view of what doing the right thing is when you advise your clients. In a speech to the ABA that Archibald Cox, the former Solicitor General of the United States and Watergate Special Prosecutor, made, he expressed his concern that so few lawyers, and this is a while back obviously, of the 1980s and 1990s, they did not seem willing to give advice in the spirit of a public service, to say what is often very hard to say, which is, yes, the law lets you do that, but don't do it. It's a rotten thing to do. You know, that advice really does capture the essence of doing the right thing, and we need you, the class of 2017, to give that kind of advice when you're advising your clients, to urge them to do what is right and to follow a course that comports with both the letter and the spirit of the law. Doing the right thing in your personal and non-legal life is also very important. Remember that you are first a person, a child, a friend, a sibling, and eventually a wife or husband and a parent, and if you're really lucky, a grandparent. You are also a citizen. You are all of these things first, and then you are a lawyer. You know, we lawyers sometimes actually forget that. We have our own vocabulary and way of looking at the world that tend to set us apart and exclude others. We often work so hard that we don't make enough time for anything or anyone else. Not for causes we care about, not for literature, and not for our families and friends. You know, I guess it shouldn't be a surprise then that lawyers are viewed negatively with some frequency. You know, all those lawyers' jokes must be coming from somewhere. Even those of us who are lawyers cheer loudly during the classic movie Jurassic Park, when the nerdy lawyer is the one eaten in the Porta-John by the T-Rex. Every time, right? That lawyer's name, by the way, was Donald Gennaro of the firm of Cowan, Swain, and Ross. Wonder where they got that. Someone, my husband's firm, by the way, but someone not even a mother could like. You know, the one with the briefcase, the glasses, the Bermuda shorts, who abandons children to save himself. So don't be like Donald Gennaro. Be a good person and a good citizen. It might interest you to know that I, by the way, went through all of the 700 plus names, your names. You have not one single Donald and not one single Gennaro in your class. Applaud yourselves. So you've got a head start on that one. But seriously, as a citizen, there will be many times in your lives when some practice, some law or event will strike you as wrong, unfair, or bad for society. Maybe it will be the lack of gun control, racial or religious discrimination, domestic violence, the death penalty, or the atrocities in Syria. Whatever it is, and whenever you see injustices, never be too busy to try and change things. It is the right thing to do for every good citizen, and certainly no less for citizens who happen to be lawyers. Indeed, our legal education has given us special tools that will often make us particularly effective citizens in many situations. Use those tools often to be good citizens as well as good and honest lawyers. Before I finish, I'd like to echo what some of the other speakers have said, and I'll ask one final thing of you, and that is that you, all of you, find a few minutes later today to let your parents know how grateful you are for them and what they have done for you, and that you recognize and appreciate that your law degree is their achievement too. They have literally given you life and so much more. Now it is up to you to do right by them and the generations to come by doing the right thing with your law degree, career, and life. So congratulations to the class of 2017. You did it. Now go do great and good things. You are needed and ready. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Afternoon. My name is Nkonya Iwerabon. I am the Dean of Admissions for the JD program. It is my honor and distinct pleasure to present to you Columbia Law School Class of 2017. Suzanne Abibi. Katie Aber. Gala Ades Laurent. Shaya Sean Afshar. Rashid Ahmed. Nosochi Ajuku. Arisa Akashi. Elizabeth Akinyemi. Sarah Ann Al-Khatib. John Vincent Allen. Jonathan Allen. Erin Sue Alton. Jeffrey Amico. Jacob Arbor. Sharad Adaji. Anushka Asghari. Adam Auckland Peck. Rebecca Ajdam. Josephine Bay. Colleen Bierand. Michelle Bai. Cheyenne Banerjee. Zachary Bannon. Andres Barajas. Catherine Barrett. Jennifer Barrows. Emma Bennett. Danielle Morenike Benson. Caitlin Bergen. Jeremy Berman. Jeremy Butler. Tracy Biederman. Robert Bishop. Cassie Black. Brandy Blocker. Irene Blomberg. William Bohannon. William Gemmelbolgiano. Roger Bond-Shockett. Alex James Bergen. Stephen Bradley. Julianne Brower. Thomas Bradar. Claudia Brodsky. Elizabeth Brody. Erin Brown. Maxwell Brown. Isaac Bruce. R. Matthew Burke. Andrew Butler. Justin Calderon. Lotus Cannon. Nicholas Karras. Nicholas Carter. Alexander Caballero. Joanna Diane Catus. Jocelyn Casares. Jace Kearley. Caroline Keene Sorello. Erica Che. Patrick Chen. Victoria Chen. Lindsay Cherner. Chu Lai Chung. Hannah Cho. Su Lin Choi. Joy Chua. Chimeka Chukwu. Neka Chukuma. Ukjin Chung. Amanda Maria Chofi. Zachary Cobb. Francesca Grace Kakuza. Catriella Cohen. David Collier. Kendall Collins. Rory Denai Collins. Matthew Cooney. Abigail Quirk Cooper. Jessica Corey. Sabria Cornish. Daniel Crandall. Brianna Cummings. Carolyn Serrana. Alex Michael Davis. Daniela Dektar. Todd Denson. David Deutsch. Kyle Diamond. Michael DiBattista. Samuel Dillard. Ashley Dixon. Matthew Doyle. Tombara Kior. Carlos Estevez. Ariel Francine Evans. Edward Faison. Danji Fang. Leo Farbman. Anthony Ferris. Melissa Fedornak. Patrick Feeney. Joel Feigenbaum. Ariel Felchin. Kristen Julie Ferguson. Alex Finkelstein. Drew Fishback. Andrea Flores. Eitan Fraser. Christina Friedman. Elise Funk. Robert Gagne. James Gandia. Sydney Galen. Matthew Gibson. Nathan Gilbert. Kai Gill. Margaret Ann Gerard. Brian Junta. Jeffrey Glass. Ryan Glover. Michael Godby. Brian Goldman. Daniel Gordon. Chase Gorland. Simon Greenberg. Hillary Greenwald. Remy Grossbard. Kevin Grossinger. Daly Guerrero. Varun Gumaste. Nico Grian. Oriane Hakala. Cheng Hee Han. Suji Han.
Colleen Berend. DeAndre Aaron Harris. Rebecca Lauren Harris. Zahid Abdul Hasib. Abigail Grace Hathaway. Blessing Havana. Ryan Hayward. Zachary Heffernan. Christopher Helwig. Kevin Henneken. TJ Heron. Kent Thomas Hebel. Jeffrey Himmelson. Corey Hines. Courtney Elise Hodge. Emily Hogan. Mark Holloway. Michelle Honor. Julie Shaw. Sandra Hueta. Raja Hussain. Justin Quinn. Princeton Hines. Nicole Nader Jazayeri. Austin Jennings. Tianyin Jing. Amanda Johnson. Brian Johnson. Drumit Joshi. Mandeep Kaura. Kai Kang. Kathleen Kang. Sung Woo Kang. Maxwell M. Kaufman. Sagur Kaul. Beatrice Kelly. Daniel Kelly. Marie Kilmond. Alexandra G. Young Kim. Andrew Kim. Clara Yi-hee Yun Kim. Scott Ha Sung Kim. Hee Yu Min Kim. Hee Yoon Young Kim. Hee Yoon Sup Kim. Jun Hwan Kim. Karen Kim. Rebecca Nahi Kim. Sung Un Kim. Stacy Kim. Shunko Kinoshita. Joseph Clem. Ariel Claypack. Bolatito Kolawale. Andrea Kozak Oxnard. Connie Liang Kwong. Lorna Lan. Kelly Landers Hawthorne. Isaac Guillermo Lara. Joseph Lawless. Chase Lax. Jia Chin Lee. Hyun Jun Lee. Hyun Suk Lee. Janice Lee. Soo Ji Lee. Stacy Sion Min Lee. Michael Lair. Amy Lehrberger. Joel Leo Grand. Malka Levitin. Jake Lewis. Ashley Larayson. Alice Lee. Michael Lickstein. Andrew Lillywhite. Kelvin Lynn. Daniel Lynn. Sam Lynn. Michael Andrew Linneman. Alison Liu. Kathy Liu. Hoi Ying Cherry Liu. Joanne Liu. Lian Chen Liu. Zi Dong Liu. Alison Lowe. Shiva Logaraja. Robert Longton. Shu Young Cynthia Luo. Paloma Luz. Kayasha Lyons. Andrew Mackenzie. Kyla McGunn. Aria Mabubi. John Maker. Arisa Manawapat. Amy Mao. Elizabeth Marden. Kathleen Marini. David Markowitz. Davis Martin. Hugh Gregory Martin. Ryan Martin Patterson. Michael Marvin. Catherine Massey. Tawada Matiok. Philip Alexander Mayer. Connor McKinney. Ethan Mark Mahon. Chris Mendez. David Menon. David Miller. Juliet Miller. Kathleen Minton. Panina Moiser. Lillian Morgenstern. Raymond Moss. Julia Murray. Michael Niclario. Sean Nadell. Chirag Naidu. Pyle Nanavatu. Andrew Naravej. Gurgis Nassif. Scott Nelson. Jonathan Newmark. Paul Nolly. Victor Obasaju. Candy Ofimi. Megan O'Keefe. Anya Crosby Olson. Hillary Oran.
All right. Eric Arthur Ormsby. Tandis Osare. Lauren Shanice Packard. Hyung Ho Peck. Tiffany Pan. Gwen Park. Vela Susan Sohei Park. Andy Parrott. Brian Payne. Elizabeth Parachek. Thorvald Peterson. Ted Pilcati. Christopher Meta Pistreto. Edward Popovich. Mary Prager. Naomi Produe. Zainab Qureshi. Tara Ram. Vanessa Racehorse. Gautam Rowe. Rai Ravenholt. Suparna Suthi Reddy. Erica Rich. Luke Riley. David Richards. Edward Rivera. Isabel Rivera. Roberto Rivera. Tracy Risk. Tyler Roberts. Camila Rodriguez. Elena Rodriguez. Rebecca Rodriguez. Roberto Rodriguez. Alan. Carol Rosenberg. Michael Rosenblum. Henry Ross. Nicholas Rossi. Ari Rufer. Catherine Saba. Daniel Sack. Abdallah Salam. Randolph Salas. Oliver Saul. Mara Sanders. John Sandoval Membreno. Alexandra Santana. Morgan Sanders. Matthew Scarano. Hannah Schechter. Bram Schumer. Tara Schwartz. Justin Seedor. Melanie Sedrich. Alexandra Seltelmeyer. Eve Shabto. Anjali Perrin. Unisha Diodata Shuni Katayu. Julia Sherman. Madeline Schiff. Daniel Shiner. Brandon Short. Zal Schroff. Lorraine Shub. Rachel Elizabeth Siegel. Hillary Smith. Nicole Smith. Catherine Smits. Adam Spalding. Riley Steele. Daniela Ella Steven. Zoe Sternberg. Sophie Strom. Nicholas Stringfellow. Ryan Strong. Jason Martin Sugarman. Hyeyoung Soo Suh. Elaine Sun. Hao-Yu Sun. Natalie Sykes. Jill Monica Serbiak. Deborah. Yes. Yes. Deborah Tang. Han Wang Tang. Simon Tang. Elizabeth Taylor. James Dunn. George Teep. Christian Turman. Jeffrey Ten. Ethan Thomas. Brianna Elizabeth Brianne Thompson. Angelica Tillender. Alexander Hong Kum Tran. V. Tran. Christine Say. Milan Udawara. Austin Rebecca Urquiola. Nathan Uderbach. Michael Vasher. Jashelle Velez. Rachel Wagner. Tiana Walden. Kaylee Wallace. Catherine Walsh. David Wang. Alice Wong. Philip Dane Warren. Michael Wasinyu. Xuan Wee. Hannah Walkbrot. Matthew Weiner. Alex Weiss. Charles Weiss. David Weiss. Malia Weiss Reichman. Lee Whitman. Julian Williams. Nicholas Willingham. Martin Wilner. James Weissman. Channing Wister Jones. Jamie Wolf. Mark Logan Wright. Tina Shu. Roger Yang. Jason Yi. Woojin Yi. Fengzhou Ying. Jessica Juyoung Yu. Bohao Zhou. QZ Drew. Friends and family, I present to you the Juris Doctorate class of 2017.
Good afternoon. My name is Sylvia Polo, and I am the Dean for Graduate Legal Studies, and it is my real pleasure. It is my real pleasure to introduce the candidates for the LLM Master of Laws degree. Ready? Let's do it. Paris Aboro. Heba Akbar. Ignacio Alfaro. Namrata Sambasivarao Ala. Rainer Eugen Anselmo Algeier. Seville Altinos. Stephanie Arias Marrufo. Mayu Arimoto. Aviv Avnon. Alyosha Stefan Barat. Sarah Katharina Nietner. Mei Ying Barnes. Javier Barrera Gascón. Isabel Ortiz Monasterio Borbolla. Anna Baxendale. Og Belkin. Konstantin Benesh. Lisa Berger. José Elías Bermeo Barba. Arnaud Bernard. Camila Escobar Varela. Amandine Bertezen. Catherine Billiet. Timothy Bird. María Josefina Blanco. Thomas Allen Bland. Charles Bourquin. Brian Bowman. Louise Claire Brown. Pierre Brûlé. Sheheriar Butt. Gianna Callado Balaciano. Nicolás Cañas. Karen Werner. Victoria Canu. Karina Cardozo de Oliveira. Cristian Carpentier. Andrea Castillo Guevara. Silvia Cavalieri Fittipaldi. Daniel Cerruti Buendía. Cyril Chamoun. Eunice Chan. Young Suk Chang. Saksham Chaturvedi. Sadat Chima. Chen Liu. Yun Chien. Carolina Gabriela Cipollini Roman. Shanta Chirauri. Jacqueline Chiu Yi Choi. Chris Sung Ho Choi. Shivani Chug. Hanan Sidor. Kiara Chilento. Pilar Colomés Yes. Arancha Cuadrado Pérez Broseta. Anita Das. Guilherme Bajos. Andrés del Real. Gabriel Deschamps Saiz. Stephen Dietz. Michael Donaldson. Barbara Dunkel. Jeff Dupont. Rodrigo Durán de la Vega. Anya Stensrud Elverum. Natalia Ferreira de Andrade Moraes da Rocha. Tomás Fernández Fix. Dorion François Isabelle Ferron. Philip Forsberg. Oliver Fricci. Andrea Galinucci Martinez. Giuseppe Galuccio. Gregory Gunn. Shan Gao. Ana María Garcés Escobar. Filippo Gersini. Debomita Ghosh. Noemi Giteman. Rafael Gil Nievas. Felicidades. Suraj Girijashankar. Alexis Giroulet. Gonzalo de la Vega Go III. Lina González. Diego González Altamirano. Giovanni Gracelli. Corinne Grinspun. Ari Gudjonsson. Nicole Gutling. Sofia Gay Roque Guida. Kanika Gupta. Shabdita Gupta. Pitya Hitil. Timothy Hamilton. David James Hammond. Gu Chao Han. Ye Sun Han. Paula Maria Hang. Patricia Hartman. Rawin Heirabat. María del Mar Heredia Chamorro. Adrian Yin Lam Ho. Shin Yi Ho. Benedict Niklas Huggen. Natalie Hugger. Warut Horsima Sataporn. Juan Kuo. Sebastian Uber. Juan Jose Huertas. Eric Hung. Monique Sarah Hurley. Marty Johannes Helmer Husa. Rio Ito. Yukiko Iwamoto. Ria Jabour. Arnaud Jacquemin. Sofia Jaramillo Otoya. Mashita Insani Camilia. Sonali Kapoor. Eduardo Detman Kappel. Arundhati Katju. Vardman Kaushik. Alexandra Julia Kennedy Bright. Mariana Kiefer. Eun Hee Kim. Hyo Bong Kim. Manabu Kinoshita. Paul Klimos. Ramya Krishnan. Prad Kupitayanant. Abel Lam Chi Hang. Victoria Catherine Lanyon. Vera Lazaridi. Yi Yun Kyung Lee. Pin Xian Lee. Su Yun Lee. Su An Lee. Clément Legrand. Hong Da Lee. Mo Qian Lee. Li Xiang. Lim Wu Wei. Lo Met Meitsu. Luciana Lira Berg. Adalberto Dorrego Maciel Neto. Eri Maeda. Camila Coelho Jobim Malé. Thiago Piño. María Emilia Mamberti. Julio Manuel Martínez Rivas. Rope Martila. Abigail Mobby. Pendulo Tokyo Mbetse. Lisa Maria McInerney. Harrison Miao. Colette Mintz. Alessandra Mistura. Gina Mitchell. Masahisa Miyakawa. Masaki Mizukoshi. Yang Mo. Matthew Morant. Asel Mukambetova. Dania Mukhtar. Nicholas W. Mall. Chanel Mueller. Satoru Murata. Masako Murotani. Hamad Mustafa. Noi Naman. Danusha Nacht. Jeremy Nacht. Liran Nakar. Elise Najar. Ryosuke Naka. Yuji Nakano. Javier Napoleone Abreu. Macarena Naranjo. Rocío Naranjo Sandalio. Hiroyuki Nebashi. David Negenborn. Kersien Ung. Yi Wen Ung. Ni Chen Ye. Amy Neiman. Yuki Nishikawa. Benjamin Nussberger. Yuki Oba. Jacob Iang Obi. Sung Ye O. Onyeka Ojobo. María Clara Oliveira Ribeiro Troncoso. Peter James O'Loughlin. Nicolò Opoliti. Uldarico Ocio Seminario. Nikolai Atanasov Uzunov. Apurva Paranjape. James Perry. Ricardo Machado Pacianotto. Sahil Paul. Eliana Rebecca Peláez Robles. Eugene Peng. Sebastián Pérez Domínguez. Jesús Antonio Pérez Palazuelos. Mariano Peró. Nadia Saleh. Tanit Pichetpongza. Jacqueline Edie Pitt. Naresh Punai. Manuel Portale. Arnav Prasad. Chio Lin. Chio Yi. Tomás Quiroz Jiménez. Pallavi Prasad Railcar. Christopher Rackner. Yasmin Rey. Muti Ashila Nadira Reza. Kiara Rikiki. Elías Rodríguez Viña Martínez. Haseru Roku. Ariana Rosato. Fabian Rotering. Hai Bao Ruan. Kai Ruckelshausen. Daniel Ryan. Mauricio Salgueiro. Cristina Samara. Amanda Nunes Sampaio. Miko Kaiko Sampson. Arturo Sánchez. Javier Santizo. Cecilia Sarabia de León. Ana Lea Setz. Zara Eleanor Sadler Shafrudin. Varun Shankar. Saujanya Shankaran. Aditi Sharma. Shen Chinmin. Nobuto Shirane. Gabriel Eduardo Silva Viñoli. Pedro Silva. Bert Simmons. Alexandra Sinclair. Juktaran Singh. Ria Singh Sani. Nimisha Supriya Srinivas. Ashlesha Srivastava. Alexandru Stanescu. Zabina Stier. Nitya Sunil. M. Chartai Sutapas. Seri Takahashi. Mark Tan Jia Ren. Haiyan Tao. Bruna Luisa Tarnowski Lopez. Barbara Teissier Ducrot. Bernardo Teixeira. Benjamin Teran. Netzanet Tesfaye. Zoe Thanasuli. Martin Taylen. Clara Young Timan. Huang Tong Tipratana Udomsuk. Shania Sang. Koske Ueno. Manuel Ulrich. Ángela Uría Prado. Matías Valenzuela. Lawrence Huber van de Ven. Adriana Vargas Mora. Andrés Vélez Serna. Nicolás Vial. Fabiana Vieira Barbosa Morcelli. Amir Vitale. María Vizdoaga. Maxime Vac. Wang Chen. Wang Tzi. Sarah Lisa Washington. Moritz Oliver Weidemann. Asaf Weiss. Simone Wettstein. Pornpan Wichawut. Patarapol Warachat. Cindy Wu. Xia He. Peng Shu. Jing An Yan. Yang Ziliang. Eye Yilmaz. Eye Yilmaz. Yu Hein. Han Yu. Tai Min Yoon. Mehek Zafar. Aike Zan. Tena Zgombich. Zhang Chung. Yun Long Zhang. Ziyu Chung. Zheng Liang. Zhong Zewei. Sergei Zukov. Andrea Carlo Ziswiller. Igo Zo. Sébastien Zulien. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the Columbia Law School class of 2017.
All right. All right. Hi, guys. You know, it's crazy for me to be up here right now to mark what is, for a great many of us, our last day of school for the rest of our lives. Yeah, isn't that insane? So listen, I'm not going to provide you guys any departing words of inspiration. I think the previous speakers have all covered that. But what I would like to do is take this final opportunity to thank each and every one of you for the incredible journey that we've shared over the last 3 years. Thank you, first and foremost, for the warmth and kindness that you've shown me and to others, and for the class notes that you've given unsolicited after missed class, and for hastily scrambling down the answer to a cold call question through Facebook Messenger. We'd both be horribly wrong, but it was a team effort, and I appreciated that. Thank you for the pep talks. Listen, I know we've all had our share of challenges over the past few years, but there's always that person or group of people who are there to calm us down and tell us to keep our chin up because things are going to be okay. Y'all seriously deserve a medal for that. Thank you for making me laugh the hardest I have ever laughed in my life, for the unconditional love, the smiles, the crazy nights out, the life advice, the shared all-nighters before a final exam, and the study groups that would never actually study because we were just having too much fun. Thank you for forcing me to grow as a person, for giving me courage and pushing me beyond my limits. I cannot be more proud or honored to call you all my friends and colleagues. You will all go on to do incredible things in life, I'm sure, and I will be there cheering you on every step of the way. You know, I really do mean it when I say, I love you guys. So, friends, family, honored guests, if you could please make your way to Ansel Plaza after the faculty recessional and the student recessional for the law school reception. And graduates, after the faculty recessional, if you could please make your way, follow your class marshals to the bleachers in front of Kent Hall for the class picture. And one last thing. CLS class of 2017, congrats on being done!